I truly cannot believe Troy Deeney believes Mo Salah isn't world class. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Yesterday's video is going to center around the outrageous comments made by Troy Deeney yesterday on TalkSport, as he claimed that in his eyes, Mohamed Salah is not world class. Now, to me, that is outrageous in itself, and his justification that he went on to try and claim was just as more bizarre as what the true opinions are. We're going to be talking about this situation. We're going to be talking about the opinions of Troy Deeney. We're going to be talking about why I think he's 100% and completely wrong. But before we go any further, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you are new. Both things are always and forever be greatly appreciated. Get involved in the comment section as well. Let me know your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, and I'm sure will make for great and interesting reading on this particular topic, on Deeney's comments, on Mohamed Salah himself, and all of that stuff in between as well. So please do get involved. Use and abuse that comment section and talk to me. I would love to hear what you have to say on this particular issue. But without further ado, let's get on with the video. Let's talk Mohamed Salah. Let's talk Troy Deeney. And let's talk the outrageous comments made by this man in regards to this man. So if you haven't seen the clip, Troy Deeney has basically been asked some questions. He's been asked about certain attackers, certain players. He's asked about Mohamed Salah's situation at Liverpool in regards to him being in his final year of his contract with the club. And Deeney goes on to say he has never found Mo Salah to be world class. He says he's a top player, but he's never found him to be world class. And we'll get into the justification in a minute, but I've got to say this before we really get into it. I was not going to give this opinion the time of day. I was not going to, but I thought, you know what? We may as well talk about it because it's just irritating me. It really is just irritating me. I thought this was just one of those throwaway comments that was made during the international break. You know, sometimes you get them from ex-players. Sometimes you get kind of these kind of outrageous comments to create clickbait, to create a talking point, to create a debate or whatever it is in itself. So it's one of those throwaway comments that Troy Deeney made. I didn't really believe it or anything. It's just the international breaks here. The media are trying to seemingly bury the whole David Coote situation. So can we find someone to make an outrageous comment that will hopefully steal the spotlight from that situation? Because that, in my opinion, is what the media is trying to do. This, though, after seeing it a couple of times and hearing a few people talk about it more and more, actually seems like it's genuine. Now, I know that Troy Deeney isn't exactly a big fan of Mohamed Salah anyway. I think there are some clips out there that seemingly suggest that he's not exactly his biggest fan. But to say he's not world class is absolutely bizarre in my opinion. Now, he goes on to justify it in some way. He says he's a top class player, but he always defines world class as someone who he would like to see his kids, if they grow up and become footballers, would replicate, would look like. Now, everybody has their own opinion of world class, but I don't think I've ever heard a definition of world class be as strange and as, in my opinion, dumb as that justification, as that definition. If you want to see flash footballers, fancy footballers, if you want to see someone who's more pleasing on the eye, because I will admit, Mohamed Salah isn't exactly the most pleasing footballer aesthetically. He's not exactly pleasing on the eye. Sometimes with the ball at his feet and when he's running, he can look a little awkward or a little bit out of place at certain times. But if you want someone who's like that, a Vinicius Jr., I think he brought him up as a prime example, is a good example. But if you want a lot more of that, go and watch some futsal. Go and watch futsal every week. Every day, every week, whenever. Go watch that game, because that game is more aesthetically pleasing on the eye. That is more about your technical ability and all of that stuff. Go watch that game. Because you'll see a lot more technically gifted players play that than you would naturally playing football. There is a lot more to Mohamed Salah's game, though, than just him looking a little up on the ball. I don't know, maybe say the amount of goals and assists, all of those goal contributions adding to his name. The guy has got just under 450 goal contributions wherever he's been in his career in just over 600 games. That is phenomenal. His record for Liverpool is absolutely phenomenal in itself. He is a former Premier League winner, former Champions League winner. He's won everything there is to win with Liverpool Football Club, including domestic cups, a 2-time League Cup winner, a FA Cup winner. He has won wherever he has been with Liverpool over the past several years. Club World Cup, Community Shield, Super Cup, anything along those lines, he has won. He has been ultimately disrespected, in my opinion, by FIFA in the Ballon d'Or rankings. I believe he should have been placed a lot higher than what he has been these past several years, including during, the proper explosive years of Mohamed Salah, in which obviously he became a runner-up in the Champions League, scoring over 40 goals in that season. Even the year after, when he won the Premier League, disrespected by FIFA. Even over the course of the past year, not to even make it into the Ballon d'Or rankings was absolutely bizarre in my opinion, despite the fact that, okay, Liverpool fell off a little bit. They didn't exactly have as much of a successful season as what was projected of them at certain points during that last campaign, but he still got a ton of goals and a ton of assists to his name. And already this season, he has cracked 20 goal contributions, has got double figures for goals and assists, and continues to show the level of maintenance and consistency in not just his physical well-being and his mental well-being, but the consistency in front of goal and in his creativity to drag this Liverpool team forward. He has been outstanding. He has been sensational. He has been phenomenal. He needs to be given a contract in which anything or everything that he wants is on that contract, and I don't necessarily care what that is. It needs to happen because he is a one-of-a-kind phenomenon. He is a one-of-a-kind phenomenon in this day and age of in terms of what he can produce on the pitch and in terms of the levels of consistency that he can go to. He is truly incredible. But with all that being said, with all of that being out there, with all of that being stuff that you can find online within a minute or two of a few words being typed into Google and a few clicks of the mouse, that the goals, the assists, the consistency, the work rate, the conditioning, the physical conditioning, the mental conditioning, the consistency, again, that and so much more about what makes Mohamed Salah so great is apparently not enough for Troy Deeney to believe is world class. And its justification is strange. It's so strange. Does he maybe have some sort of agenda against Salah? Is there some sort of problem that he has with Salah? Maybe. I think it's up for debate, and I think there is maybe a cause for justification there. But to say he is not world class when he is posting the kinds of numbers he's posting season after season, when he is reaching the same levels of consistency season after season, when you hear records being broken by other players or achievements being achieved by other players, and then you hear the little line at the end of every single thing, that little caveat at the end of every single so-and-so is the only person to score this amount of goals in this amount of time, with the only exception being Mohamed Salah. When you hear that little line, that tells you he's world class. That tells you he is the king and the ruler of football in this day and age right now. He's simply phenomenal. He is simply phenomenal. He's a phenom. He's a phenomenon. He is incredible. I don't want to say it, but I feel like he's been completely disrespected at certain points. I already mentioned earlier, FIFA disrespect. I've already mentioned disrespect by Troy Deeney. I'm sure Deeney may not be the only one in having these kinds of opinions on Mo Salah. But, like I say, I don't want to give any credence to this opinion. I don't want to give any air to this opinion. I wanted this opinion to just die without bringing any sort of attention to it. But I've seen a few people react to this. I've seen a few people talk about it. And I just found it completely bizarre. Seemingly a little bit unprovoked. And like I say, the justification to it was mad. I think Deeney also went on to say that Kai Havertz isn't as good. Kai Havertz is miles better. I think that he used the term miles better than Victor Gyökeres of Sporting Lisbon. A natural striker in Gyökeres is better than Kai Havertz. Just because maybe Gyökeres hasn't done it in the Premier League maybe yet. I don't know what his reasoning was for that, but that also baffled me as well. But again, this kind of struck me as one of those things where the international breaks here, TalkSport are looking for some sort of controversial opinion to take up a debate, to take up some time, to drag the international break along maybe, to maybe even help bury the David Coote situation, which I see the media seemingly trying to do right now. I don't know. Very strange to me, very weird. But yes, these are the opinions of Troy Deeney. And let me just say this before we go. I'm all for everybody having their own opinion, as long as you can justify it, which in some way, shape or form, Deeney has, whether you like it or not. He's tried to justify it. Whether you accept it or not is your own, obviously, is your own doing. But these are one of those situations where everybody's entitled to an opinion, but everybody's also entitled to call that opinion out and call it absolutely pathetic and absolutely stupid. And that's exactly what I am doing in this situation. Troy Deeney is entitled to his opinion, but his opinion in this case of Mohamed Salah not being world class is stupid, pathetic, and I think there may be some sort of an agenda behind it. Can't obviously say that for certain. I'm just making a prediction on that, but that's my personal belief. Anyway, those are just the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of Mohamed Salah, and what do you make of the comments and opinions of Troy Deeney on the Egyptian winger? Would love to know what you guys think and feel. Your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it on this controversial topic. I'm sure will make for great and interesting reading down below in that comment section. So please do get involved, people. Would love to hear from you all. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new or want to see more content like this. Both things are always and forever be greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. Thank you all for your continued or even brand new support. It is very much appreciated and is awesome from you guys. So thank you all so much for that. It really does mean a lot to me. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video, and I'll soon speak to you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Speak to you all again very, very soon.